I believe that I'm on the verge of being able to see in real time. I'd like to know if other people who are seeing the room in real time have experienced any of these things just before their first real window open. I've been able to see some silhouettes and stuff for a while, but now whenever I hear something move, my mind is drawing tracing a line that's going in tandem with the sound. So for example, when I hear the elevator doors closing in front of me, then my mind will trace a pattern going like this in front of me. Standing at my office door, I will be able to kind of see something off to my right. But as soon as I look at it and concentrate at it, it disappears. But I know that that's my recliner. I will have times when somebody and I will be walking towards something and I'll know where it is before we get there. I will either hear things and then I'll see them as I hear them move. So it's kind of like synesthesia. And then in other cases, like today, if I really focus and trace, like move my head, I can kind of trace the outlines or silhouettes of things. And even some of the precognition of knowing, okay, this thing is on the right, this thing is on the left. But if I focus and look at it, it disappears. I just would like to know if you guys are experiencing some of those similar signs and how things looked for you just before you made that transition to real time.
So, John, for me, I started seeing when I was there in Canada, but it was just a tiny little window. And I didn't know that I could see, until I caught a glimpse of something, a color different than what we had been working with. But I can tell you now, I have to grin real big to open my windows when I want to see something. But if I don't have my windows open, I have all of those things that you just talked about. The glimpse of something, I turn in that direction and it's gone. The knowing that something is right there, that kind of the little tracers, like things moving, but if I concentrate on it, that it's not there. So yes, all of those things. And then when I grin, it makes the window open where I can actually see. So if you're not grinning and making your facial muscles work, then try that and see if it'll like go ahead and pop something open for you.
I think John is where, since I'm blind in my one eye, I try to close my good eye and so I can see with my blind eye. When I do that, I think I'm where John is describing, like I can see outlines, I can see where my door is and there's a light, but it's not clear. But you are
Oh,
starting to focus like on objects, yes.
and one more question, Heidi. When you move your hands around, when you're doing things like washing dishes or playing games or writing on your computer, do you see the outline of your hand or at least the shadow of your hand moving? Because that's the other thing that's happening for me. It's like I'm seeing parts of my body at times, especially my hands when I'm moving them. I see flashes and flickers of something where there normally wasn't anything. And I don't have to pay attention to it at all for that to happen.
Yeah, that's correct. Yeah, the hands are, you're just so used to looking at your hands that your mind knows to see it. So I think that's why hands are so easy to pick up with your mind's eye when we start trying to focus on what's actually there. I think that's why hands are a good thing to pay attention to.
Remember one of the trainers saying that our hands and fingers were the very first things that we worked with as a little baby. So they're very, very deeply connected into our psyche. So what you're saying is absolutely true, Heidi.
Yeah, and John, sometimes do your energy ball, get the energy in your hands, rub your hands together, and see if it's brighter when you do that. See if you're picking up on your energy then too.
So, John, it sounds like you're very close to opening. I mean, the things that you're experiencing, the others in the group here are nodding their heads as you were talking about them, that they've gone through that just before their windows open.
Well, and it has to be, Rob, because I've got to go. But look, I mean, I got the number of the card right, not just tonight, but also on Thursday, on top of getting the shapes right tonight and the shape right last. I couldn't have been guessing all of that. There's just no way.
Oh,
Yeah,
no.
the
The
shapes are
law of
amazing.
chances would say that, okay, maybe one out of every 100 times, but not with the frequency that you're getting, John. That tells us that there's something more here that you're actually seeing them or knowing them or sensing.
Yeah.
You are so close.
Yeah, I would say that being able to see your hands is relatively, I would say, in tune with because you know where your hand is moving and you can track the motion. I would say that if you're practicing with one of the shape cards and you happen to not see the card, try shaking it just a little bit. If you
Oh,
shake it, then the fluttering and then it will start to draw the outline around the card as well and extend to it.